Hello everyone, in this video we're gonna learn this pattern. This is slightly different from a pyramid pattern just because in this we found the gap in even order. So this is some different pattern. So now we're gonna see the logic behind it. So firstly, as we always do, firstly we're gonna draw this pattern in this format in a 5 by 9 box. So this line will represent the I for loop and this line will represent the J for loop. By this we know our I loop will start from 1 and our I loop will end on 5, and from here we know from where our J loop start and where it end. Okay, so after drawing this, our second task is to draw our basic body for Java pattern. So here in this compiler we will run our wait a second. Okay, so this is class main. When we will create our function public main. Okay, so this is the basic body of any Java program. After this we will create our basic body of pattern program. So we will write down a nested loop, one loop for I and second for J. So we will create for int I equals to 1. I always start from 1. I will end less than equals to I, this is I is less than equals to 5. Either I is 5 or less than 5. So we write here I less than equals to 5, then I plus plus. Okay, so after this, in this we'll write for loop, and again we will create a J loop, J int variable, and J will start from 1, and J less than equals to, J will end up on 9th position. Either J is end on 9 or less than 9. Okay, so this will represent our J loop. So here J will start from 1 and J will less than equals to 9 and J plus plus. Okay, so after in this we will create a if condition. So the logic behind this if condition is that if this condition, each and every time if this condition, we will code like that. So each and every time when this if condition, whatever we write here, this condition gonna true, each and every time our star is gonna print, and each and every time this condition is gonna false, our space gonna print. Okay, so we will create this if, and here we print our star system dot out dot print ln, not print ln, just print, just because we do not need to go on a next line after printing our first pattern, first star. So here we print our star. Okay, or in else part, each and every time that condition gonna false, then our space gonna print. So we have to print our space here in else part. So here the space. Okay, and each and every time when this J loop gonna complete, each and every time when J 1 2 3 4 5 accordingly, when one time J loop gonna end, we need to go on a next line. For this, what we do, we will create a sprint ln function after the J loop, but inside in I loop. So here this place, I hope you better visible for you all. Okay, so here we will write our system dot out dot print ln, and here we will print nothing, just print ln, just because we need to go on a next line after completing the J loop. Okay, now our main motto is just to create a condition which runs accordingly when each and every time we just need to print our star, this condition gonna true, and each and every time we do not need to print any star, or we need to print a space, this condition gonna false. Okay, so for that we will create our logic. So this is our first step as always. So after drawing this, what we can do, we just do our second step. If you remember what is our second step look like. So this is how our second step look like. Okay, so I will explain you this. So accordingly, this is our this I loop. I on the position of 1, I on the position of 2, I on the position of 3, I on the position of 4, I on the position of 5. Okay, and this is the position of 5 or j. This is the position of j. When I is 1, j will print star on the position of 5 on the position of 5. When I is 2, j will print star on the position of 4 on the position of 6. And when I is 3, j will print star on the position of 3 on the position of 5 on the position of 7. And when I is 4, j will print pattern on the position of 2, 4, 6, 8. When I is 5, j will print star on position 1, 3, 5, 4, 9. Okay, okay. So this is our first step. This is our first step. This is our second step. And now, as you know, we need to do third step. So for third step, here I will put this here. Okay. So this is our third step. So if you understand this, then very good. You're doing a great job. But if you do not, I will explain you. So we basically what we did, we will convert this section of logic into a relational operator, relational condition. So as I explain this, can we say in this position we will consider like we will just focus on this. When I is position of 2, then 4, then we can say either j is 4 and greater than 4. Okay, we can say when I is 2, then j either 4 or greater than 4. Okay, and so same I write here, we can say j is greater than equals to 4. Either j is 4 or greater than 4. So j is greater than equals to 4. And we can also say that j is either 6 or less than 6. Both condition is true in this state. Okay, same I write here. First condition is j is greater than equals to 4, and second is j less than equals to 6. So we need to print our pattern in this, in between this or this. And same for those all here in where I is 3, j is either 3 or less than 3. So we write j less than equals to 3, and j is either 7 or less than 7. So we write j less than equals to 7. In fourth condition, we write either j is 2 or greater than 2. So we write j greater than equals to 2. And we can also say j is either 8 or less than 8. So we write j less than equals to 8. Same for all the condition. I hope you all understand this. Okay, if you have any issue still, you can rewatch this section of video and you will better understand the logic behind this. Okay, this is our first step, second step, and this is, we can say, our third step. After doing this third step, now we need to convert this whole 5 line of code into a 1 line. We need to convert this 5 line of code into a 1 line here. So how can we do? So I will just clear this to remove some messes up. Okay, so we can say, just look this section of row. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see that this is decreasing by 1. Okay, this section of number will decrease by value of 1. This is 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. Okay, so if we need to find a relation which along with this I for loop, so what we can do, we will just find out. So in this, when I is 1, then we need 5. When I is 2, then we need 6. When I is 3, when we need 7. When I is 4, when we need, so this is in a increasing manner by 1. This is in decreasing manner by 1. Okay, so can I say in this section, can I say, okay, this is increasing by 1, so we can say 4 plus I. just understand this. Okay, just understand this. When I is 1, so here if I write this, for in behalf of 5, so when I is 1, then 4 plus 1 is 5. And if I write also same for here, so when I is 2, then 4 plus 2 is 6. When I is 3, then 4 plus 3 is 7. When I is 4, then 4 plus is 4 is 8. When I is 5, then 4 plus I is 9. So we can say in both place, if you put this condition, this is gonna work easily. Okay, so here we will write for you. So this is our AND operator, and here we can write 4 plus I. Okay, now we go on this section. So you can see this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So in this case, this will increase by 1, and this is decreasing by 1. 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. This is decreasing. This is decreasing by 1. So in this case, if we get to find the relation from the I loop, what we can do, we just uh, you just think, if I write this section in a way which is like 6, if I write 6 minus I, okay, in the place of this 1 2 3 4 5, in each every place if I write this, so is that true? So just consider this. When I is 1, and when I is 1, then 6 minus I is 5. When I is 2, then 6 minus I is 4. When I is 3, then 6 minus I is 3. When I is 4, then 6 minus 4 is 2. When I is 5, then 6 minus I is 1. Okay, so now this is here. I will just erase it and write in a proper manner. So here, okay, I just need to create the font size. Okay, so here we can say 6 minus I, 6 minus I, we can say j here, here in this section we write first this j greater than equals to 6 minus I. Okay, and operator, and just because we need to consider both conditions are gonna be true, so we write and. Then secondly, what we decided, this for this section we write 4 plus I, so I write j less than equals to 4 plus I, 4 plus I. Okay, okay, I will just move here. Okay, 4 plus I. So now what, now we can put this condition on that, if statement, then what our pattern gonna print easily. So just write this here also. This is j greater than equals to 6 minus I. Okay, and j less than equals to 4 plus I. Okay, Acha. Now if I run this, okay, okay, so this is our output after putting this if condition. So just look at this output. Here I will zoom it. So here the output. This is our output after that program, and this is what output we need to print. Okay, you can see what's the difference in this both pattern. So this is slightly a pyramid which filled by all stars, but we need that space. We need that space here. We need that space. So this space not gonna print in. We do not see any space in between. So now we need to build a little logic to just print our space along in this pyramid. So now I will explain you. What will I do? What will I do? I will just create. I will create a variable. I will create a variable. I will create a variable boolean. Boolean. We can say k. Boolean k is boolean k, which we will put in first place as a true. Okay, in first place this will be our true, and each and so I will firstly we will create our boolean variable. So here after the I loop, after the I loop we will create our boolean variable. Boolean, we will create our boolean variable which is k, and this which will be true. Okay, which will be true on our first place, true. So what's the logic is, each and every time at first place, when a first time a star gonna print, after that we need a space, then we print a star, then we need a space. In you can see the similarities. Each and every time when first time a star gonna print, after that we need a space, then a star print, then we need space, then we star print, then we need a space, then we print a star. If you're thinking why before this, so no, I will j in when I is 1, j will run only 5 on the place of 5. When I is 2, j will run 4 to 6. When I is 3, j will run from 3 to 7. When I is 4, then j will run from 2 to 8. When I is 5, j will run from 5 to 9. So when the first time a star gonna print, after that we need to print a space, and after printing a space we need to print a star. So what we gonna do, we will firstly in first place our boolean variable is true. Okay, so what we do, when our star print at first time, we will be false our k, we will change the value of k into the false, and when the value of k is false, then it will goes on the else part, and on the else part, when on the else part we will make our k variable again true. Okay, I will write a code, then I will explain you. So what's the logic? At the first place when our star print, okay, so here I was when j loop runs, our star gonna print, and after that I will change the value of k equals to false. Now now if j's value will increase or change and it will be 2, in this condition gonna be true, it will comes in, and we will add a and operator again here and put k, and this time k is false, then this whole condition is gonna true, just because and operator, each and every condition gonna be true, need to be true. So here k is false, then this condition gonna false, so this will jump into the else part, and in else part we will print our space, and after printing the space, what we will change the value of k into true. So now again, after printing this space and the changing the value of k, this j loop runs again, and then again this condition gonna change, and now this time this k condition is true. So if this k condition is true, this will enter, and it will print x, and then again k value is false. So by this, first time our star will print, then it will again gonna false, k gonna false, then condition gonna false, then print space. You need to remember, before this logic, our pyramid have been printed successfully. On that, no space are there. So remind this, and after, and now each and every time our first star gonna print, then after printing we will change the value of k, it is false, then again a loop runs and condition gonna false, then it will goes on an else part, and then space gonna print, then after printing space we will turn k into again true, then again condition gonna check, then condition gonna be true, then we will print star, and k again gonna false. So along this, after printing star our space gonna print, after printing star our space gonna print, then star, then space. This is the simple logic, this is the simplest program with a little bit logical modification in pattern. So we will, for some little advanced pattern, we will use our k loop. Each and every time we need to change our slight changes, we will use k loop. So here this is not, we can use also k loop but not recommended. So we will create a boolean variable, this also work. In C programming, we will create a case for loop and do such things, but no need to do in Java. We just simply create a Boolean variable and and play with true and false. So I hope you understand this. If you understand this code, I will zoom in. So this is here our body will start, and this good code runs like this. Okay. After doing this, print, if I print, we will clear this, and if I print our output, okay, if I print our output, if I run this, you will see what the output is. So firstly, the error we found. So the here we just miss a semicolon. Okay. So again we run it. Again we're gonna run it. Okay. So here you can see this is our output. This is our output, and this is the output we need to print. You can see the exact pattern what we need to print. For little confusing, if you can't connect with the space, if you don't see the space and get confused, so I will write an underscore at the place of space. So if I write underscore and replace the space and now run, then you can see the space also. Now it will run. Okay, so you can see this. Here is star, then star space star, star space star space star. This is the exact pattern. This is the exact pattern we need to put in space, 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 space. All the space here and the stars. So this is our pattern. This is our logic. If you do not understand and get confused, then rewatch this video, and I will meet you on a next video with a new pattern and new logic. So thank you guys for watching this.